Good morning, and thank you for waking up with the pregame. To the pregame, I'm your boy Shawn Xavier alongside the storyteller and Earl.
Yep.
This is the Hot Seat Podcast, presents football talk live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Today's date, November 12th, 2023. Happy Veterans Day weekend. And this edition of the Football Talk Show is presented by Zeno. Of course, as always, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook at the Hot Seat Podcast. And be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Hot Seat Podcast. Good morning again, gentlemen. As Kanye would say, and to everybody else, we apologize for our lateness. But we are, showing up for this. You know what I'm saying? Little edit of that. It was a weird morning. Earl rebooting. My morning's all off. I don't know. It's just a weird day, man. But anyway, we back again for another excellent week. Welcome back, our brother and storyteller. Flew in, on the red eye to make sure he was here with us. What's up, guys?
It's a good time.
Good. Okay, you guys ready to
see
go?
What it is? You see where I was at?
I see what he did. There. I had to bring in my inner Bruce Lee today.
I was about to say that's what you look like.
Yeah, my inner Bruce Lee. But shout out to GT Bikes. I love those guys. That's awesome. All right, man. So if you guys have never watched the show, of course, this is where we come in and give you guys all about unprofessional football analysis and breakdown, humor, picks, opinions, everything else in between, unfiltered, of course. So FCC, you guys don't have to worry about a slip up like happened yesterday during the Michigan day. So let's go ahead and get into this college football recap. Another weekend of fantastic college football. We're gonna have some interesting tag ins, I'm sure. But I guess for our guy who just flew in, man, did you get to watch any football highlights? Because I know you were out there, doing your thing.
Well, no, I watched the whole Michigan game.
Did you get okay?
So for those of you that don't know, I had a business trip up to Michigan. We were up in Pontiac. Honestly, it wasn't as bitter cold as I thought it was going to be. It was cold, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't as bitter cold. I'll talk more about that business trip on the actual podcast episode. But even in everywhere you went, Michigan. This is where I got my hat from. I was in love with up there because everybody was for me. It was family, basically, like a family reunion for me. So next time I get up there, probably shoot over to a game because it's not too far away from where I was from.
Okay. So I guess it's safe to just go ahead and get right into the topic at hand before we got to any football. And that was Jim Harbaugh, man. Jim Harbaugh was suspended, as you can see in the ticker there, again. Of course, he served a 2-game suspension earlier this season for some alleged, or I don't know if they proved it or not.
It's not suspended, right? But go ahead.
Yeah, because he gets to come back. So
no. You put suspend. That's what you got.
Listen, don't worry about it. He went to IDTC, so that's how they spell it over there. So.
DED, brother.
Yeah, it's all right. Don't worry about it.
They were pointing that out, man. Thanks for pointing that out. I'm gonna correct that right now.
Lord,
all right,
make
sure you put that in the big letters. There we go.
The big leagues do it too.
Look, I got a picture of ESPN doing it. I was like, I don't feel too bad, but they suspended him again. After him serving 2 games early this season for some alleged recruiting violations or whatever case may be that happened in the offseason and maybe the year prior. And this time, of course, with all the hooplas going around, the stealing of signs and them potentially cheating and sending staff members to other games for them to scout them, which is against their competition rules. So much the guy, last name Stallion, I think his name is, allegedly he was seen on the sidelines of I believe it was the Central Michigan University sidelines that were Hatton. I don't know if they ever said that was him. I think they believe that is. But the grimy part of this is because it has been talked about, and let me run this back a little bit. I feel like our platform is nowhere near as big as all these other ones. I feel like we had been talking about this more than anybody else, because if you notice, even all the stuff that we watched the most, they didn't really get hot and heavy into this Michigan thing until like the last week. We've been talking about this for weeks on end, and it all came to a head to the point now that they were talking about whether the NCAA was going to hand down something. And everybody's why you should, why you shouldn't. And then the Big Ten president and those the folks in the Big Ten, which I will say they got a lot of pettiness going on there. And it all came to them being on their way to the game up in Happy Valley, I believe what they call it, up in Penn State. And his suspension was handed down while he was on the plane. I'm assuming he got cell phone service up there, or whatever the case may be, got an email. But he was suspended for the rest of the regular season. And yeah, let's start there, man. What do we? I will say this after the season.
Y'all might want to go first because mine is going to be personal. But go ahead,
Earl. What you got on this, man? I got my insight, but what you got on this, bro?
I was about to say, go ahead, Dave, because I mean, I'm just gonna let you cook. I mean, I ain't really got no thoughts on it. I mean, do I think he should get suspended? No, because I felt like they've been nitpicking for the longest with him. I don't know if it's something that they got with him. Then two, I'm like, if you want to do that with him, you could do that with all the hundreds of other NCAA football coaches. But I mean, I don't know. I think it's kind of BS. But like I said, I'm gonna fall back because I know Dave gonna cook on this one.
He does, and before he goes, I know he about to burn this whole thing down. I'll say this: I'm an avid follower of Jim Harbaugh, and I've loved him as a coach. You know, him going back to Stanford, and even before then when he was a player. And he does rub some people the wrong way. And he's not liked in a lot of circles. But what's happening now is one of those ones where I feel like at this point, they're just trying to get Jim Harbaugh out of college football. And part of it is you can go all the way back to the fact that, you know, look at the sponsorship they got via the Jordan brand with Michigan. If you go back to when that came about, mind you, Jordan brand is basketball, but of course that covers a lot of things. But correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, there was a lot of issues with them being acquired that sponsorship to Michigan. And that was part of Jim Harbaugh's coming in there. So however those dealings happened there. So he's pulled a lot of that spotlight a la a Deion Sanders, but even to a bigger extent from what he's doing in that boys club of coaches that they don't like, whether it's recruiting and stuff like that. And of course the back and forth between Ohio State, their long budding rivalry, a long going rivalry, to the point now that the Big Ten and their commissioners or their presidents decided that, you know what, we just going to try to make a example out of him to push him out of here at the end of the day. NCAA didn't even, and then they still have pending things on the outside for the NCAA about some other things going on. And it's a lot of stuff. Lawsuits have been filed. They even filed an emergency injunction it's like a restraining order that didn't get pushed through. It's a lot. That's not
getting ruled on until Friday.
Right. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. He's being suspended, Earl, really, if he the head coach. So he's held liable for any of the BS that goes down. But, it's the big fish. So they're going to try to take him down, bro. What you got, Dave?
I'll keep it professional in the way of he's bigger than his conference. And that's what they're mad about, if we're being honest. They wanted to make an example out of him. And when I say they, I'm not just talking Big Ten in general as far as the person that's heading it. He got pushed by the coaches because the coaches were mad. But the thing is, a lot of them can't speak out in the open because they're doing it too. And that's what we spoke about earlier. Maybe not to the extreme of what Mr. Stallion was doing, which was ridiculous. And I always said it was ridiculous. And he should be gone. And the University of Michigan should be fined heavily and things like that. And if you want to take some things away, but you gotta watch, because the punishment you put on specifically in college sports, you're punishing the wrong folks.
Right.
Because now you're punishing kids that are trying to make a living to try to get to the next level. And they have played their heart out the whole year for you to sit back and say, oh, now it might be over. And I want Michigan to watch out because I know they're appealing this process. But what if you sit back and appeal, you win your appeal, and then they go back into things, you win, you get to the college playoffs, and then they suspend them. You know, the timing of it is what is hilarious to me. You know, we always say we live in a nation of innocent until proven guilty. The investigation ain't even done yet. They're suspending people.
Right.
No matter which way it's leaning, the NCAA's actual investigation of this is not even done. Yet the Big Ten was pushed to do what they're doing right now. You got a person like, and I listen to him, and you know, I think he's a very entertaining person, but Stephen A was dead wrong on this. Dead wrong on this. If you heard his statement throughout the week, they're like, no matter which way it goes right now, as long as it's an open case, they shouldn't be allowed to play in the college football playoffs. Why is that? Why is that? Who says that?
Well, my bad. I'm gonna cut you off just one because I didn't hear it. What was his justification for saying that?
No, he was saying as long as it's an open investigation, there's a chance that they may be guilty to the extent of what people are hearing. They shouldn't be allowed to play in the college football playoffs because other teams should allow to take their place. I was like, but they're not guilty yet.
So that's just saying like, isn't it innocent until proven guilty? So
that's what I'm saying.
You saying that pretty much anybody that gets convicted or get accused of a crime or whatever,
that's what I'm saying.
They should be locked up until what? Like what?
So Michigan, this is the flip side of it. Michigan supposedly has evidence of different things that other teams are doing. And if they actually go in and present this, and just like Gary said, you know, with this setting the precedent, now you got to follow this rule. And that's the thing that I'm feeling on. And I'm like, you were pressured into making this decision. So much so you didn't even want to speak to this man. You put out your whole ruling while he's on a plane going to the game. That's cowardly to me.
But my thing is, why do they dislike this man so much?
Because he's too big for the. And I'm going to tell you something. Let me put this out there, and it's going around. Even up there, when I was up there in Michigan, you hear the streets are buzzing up there about this. People are saying, and you're going to see it rev up, lead the Big Ten. And that'll hit them.
Yeah.
Michigan lead the Big Ten and see what happens now. You won't have your Ohio State versus Michigan game to end every single year. What's going to happen then? Where's your money going to go? You know, it's going to be something because you're only going to have a couple of conferences anyway. Jump over to the SEC. Now, yeah, they've been getting our number, but hey, you're a big enough school that now you can start pulling in some other people because of who you're going up against. So they better tread lightly because this is bigger than just a Jim Harbaugh thing. The University of Michigan felt disrespected in this sense of how it came down. So I'm not here to argue the fact of what was done as far as them going out there and doing cheating is cheating. Hands down, cheating is cheating. You want to hand down different things? That's fine. But just the way certain things were acted upon. And if I don't see it acted upon the same way when a similar situation comes up, we're going to have a problem. We're going to have a problem. So
this is an interesting comment from one of our viewers, Gary, and he was talking about the Mel Tucker situation in Michigan State.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, did we not say it, Gary, when we were talking about that? I said they didn't go hard in on that because there were things that we knew that they weren't talking about.
Yep.
In that case, they were coming at him, and you could see Michigan State was sitting back going, man, maybe we paid this man too much, too big of a contract. Let's find something, some type of clause so we can get him out of here and get our money back. Meanwhile, this woman was still trying to come and do presentations to the football team and stuff. Well, if you went through what you went through, why is that even a conversation? You get to what you're talking about. So it's getting nasty out there.
This is the first time I can say I can't blame it on race, bro.
It's an internal thing, man.
The level of pettiness is crazy. And so with them suspending Jim Harbaugh for the rest of the regular season, so they only got 2 games left. They got Maryland next week, and then they have the ginormous game against Ohio State. And then
I don't think they're going anywhere either, Gary, by the way. I saw his last comment there. Go ahead.
So even with all that, because at the beginning of the season, it's almost one of those things like all you really done is just galvanized this team around each other by initially suspending them at the beginning of the season. And then they went into a Penn State team, which we thought was pretty good going in. And
that was self-imposed, by the way. But go ahead.
Yeah. And then now you went in and Michigan went in, and the score does not represent what the game itself looked like. 24-15, you think, oh, that's a close game. Yes. But if you watch the game, Michigan beat the brakes off them physically. So much so that I think the stat was, I know in the second half, they ran 27 times. 27 times, 0 passing.
They stopped passing the ball the middle of the way through the second quarter.
Yeah. And then they had, in the first half, they rushed like a total of, I want to say it was like 45 times to like 8 passes or something like that. Like they were bludgeoning. Yeah, go ahead.
But think about this. Think about what we're talking about with the sign stealing and no one plays. Penn State knew from the middle of the second quarter on that we were going to run the ball. We had no more throws. We were going to run the ball. And guess what they couldn't do? Stop it.
Yeah. It was just, I watched the game, man. And first of all, NFL teams that need offensive linemen, please send your scouts to Michigan's pro day. What do you got real quick?
That last comment. Go ahead and say what you're saying now. I'm going to comment on that.
They go to their pro day. The offensive line for Michigan, that's what an offensive line should look like. Colorado, Coach Prime, that's what your offensive line is supposed to look like. From the tackle end, them brothers there, whatever they feeding them in Michigan or wherever they come from, Nebraska, whether they coming from Oklahoma, Wisconsin, Missouri, brother, that is how your O-line should look. And I think they all had knee braces on, I think. I tell you, whenever you play an offensive line in college that y'all got knee braces on, it's about to be a problem that day. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure most of them had knee braces on. But to Gary's point, yeah. It's
Jim Harbaugh can be around the whole team all week long. Hell, they were saying exactly what you were saying, Gary, as far as just buy a ticket, be up in the stands. Hell, throw up some signs. I mean, like, what you gonna do? Gonna do? So.
That is the mark of a great head coach, because even with him out him being there, he's built such a good group around him. They were able to adapt to the situation. JJ McCarthy, they were like, okay, we're not going to put it into your hands. You don't have, Jim here to kind of like calm him, something like that. But hey, we run the ball. Look at Jim Harbaugh's career, whether it's Stanford, whether it's San Francisco. He had Cap, he had Andrew Luck. But you know what they did? They were physical and they ran the ball and they played defense at their core. So I don't know what sign's going to help you with that when you build your teams to be physical anyway. What sign are you going to steal? What? The only thing you can really say is, hey, their O-line, their D-line is weak as shit. You don't need a sign to steal for that. Just pummel them the whole time. So
once again, I do want to put out there, I am not sitting back clapping it up for what this guy Stallion has done and the extreme has went to. Also, by the way, you might want to check your own stuff at your own universities if he did make it on the goddamn sideline and he's sitting up there being able to look at your stuff. That's a personal problem. Sorry to even laugh at it, but it's hilarious to me that, you should be checking yourself a little bit more than even checking.
The fact that he was allegedly standing next to another member of the Central Michigan staff, like standing next to him, and you would know, like, you guys are around people all the time. Earl, if you around some other teachers, and there's a guy there that you ain't never seen before, you would know, like, when you become part of the staff. 2, my man was there with a hat and some straight dark shades on. Looks like it was straight out of an espionage film. You gonna look at them and be like, brother, you look a little suspect. So he's sitting on the side. Come on, man. Some of this stuff is just too good to be true. But at the end of the day, there's a target on Michigan's back.
End of the game?
End of the game?
Oh, shoot. That's it. Wrap it up.
It was a good 3 years.
I thought
You
I said the
enjoyed
game.
y'all?
I forgot the M, man. My
Lord
God.
have mercy.
Hey, man. Hey,
Oh
you
my
got
gracious,
it. Go
man.
ahead.
Oh man. So yeah,
Right.
we gonna see how this is gonna go. They got Maryland next week. They got Ohio State, and then Harbaugh will be back.
Mess
But
around. This make me go to the game. Go ahead.
Yep. This conversation ain't going away because they get into the college football playoff.
Oh, God.
They make it to the playoff. So what's the conversation gonna be like then? They win the national championship. What's the conversation gonna be like then?
Then they're gonna talk about trying to take it.
Right. That's the big thing. If the possibility of vacated wins,
And if they're to that point, then they might as well do what Stephen A said and disqualify him right now from the playoff.
Right. And that's why
if they're gonna do that,
the griminess of this could be setting up. Believe it or not, they go in, beat Maryland, they beat Ohio State. They're in the conference championship, and then all of a sudden you get a ruling down, breaking news type, and they're having to vacate wins. So now, let's say they win the conference championship, but they vacated their win, so now they're not eligible for the playoff.
right?
Bruh. That in itself.
This is the other thing. NCAA, please wake up, because how long it takes y'all to do an investigation is ridiculous. I'm talking years. Forget about within season. This conversation won't be to an end through the NCAA as far as investigation, probably until 2 years from now.
Right.
So these kids are already in the NFL. Hell, Harbaugh may be in the NFL. That's why they're talking about the whole penalizing him, even if he goes to the NFL thing. So it's whatever.
I don't know, man. Of course, man.
You okay, Dave? You all right, buddy?
Hey, man, I'm great. We won, baby.
It's the Hot Seat Podcast presents Football Talk, brought to you by Zeno. The pre-order of the Giraffe hoodie is going on right now. It is still going until November 14th, so make sure you guys go to zenoclothing.com to pre-order your hoodie. $70, free shipping. Allow 2 to 3 weeks after the pre-order ends on the 14th. I know, man, it's weird. Any case, man,
I don't know, my brother.
I guess I do, man. Again, zenoclothing.com. Jeez, I don't know what's happening today. More on our college football recap, man. Not much movement in the most recent college football rankings, except for the fact that Ole Miss did lose. So you still had Ohio State, Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, Washington, close one, Oregon, Texas, Alabama, and now you got Ole Miss and Penn State out of there on their losses. So I'm curious to see who moves up. I know Louisville was sitting at number 11, if I'm correct. And then, the likelihood of them getting into the playoff is going to be very low unless you get a lot of people toppling from the top. But that being the case, what was your out of the Michigan team, was there any game that was surprising, a surprising loss or surprising win, perhaps closeness in that case this weekend?
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't really get a chance to watch too much college football.
Mm-hmm.
I would say a heartbreaking loss, Colorado for me, because I am an invested fan. And you know what's crazy? What I will say, and I think because they build it up and now they've had so much high expectations. I mean, what people don't realize, this is still a win. It's still a win of a season for them, because he came in and had to really do a 180 with that program, and they won more games than they had last year. And then I feel like
they got won their last 2 to get in.
I don't think that. I thought this game was defining that. So I think
they're like 4 and
they're 4 and 6. They were 4 and 5. They were 4 and 5. So this made them 4 and 6.
Right.
So they're not bowl eligible. But I will say, like, next year is going to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? But like, I was a little disheartened with that because they have a couple of games that's gone down to the end. And you know what they remind me of? They remind me of watching like the Giants, where it don't matter like how big of a lead that they had, like you saw with Stanford, or like how close the game is, or if they up by a touchdown. you always know that the other team gonna come back and they're gonna take you to the end of the game. And that's what happened. They end up losing it went to overtime, lost by a field goal. So that's probably one of the most disheartening ones, only because I was pushing for them so much.
I'll say
on my good. No, go ahead.
No, the surprising games, not real. No, that's not surprising. I was just pissed off the entire time. The Miami Florida State game. I'm gonna get that to my tag me in for that part. But something that was crazy. Did you guys see any highlights from the LSU Florida game? Jaden Daniels set the record for, I believe, most total yards in the game for a total of 606 yards. He had 372 yards passing, and he rushed for 234 yards. Bruh. Like, now I know LSU has been all over the place. They've been angering a lot of people this season. But man,
I'm one of them.
Man, listen, I don't know what the defense was doing. All right, passing is one thing. But my man was out there playing straight college football, you know.
The old game.
Yes. And 5 touchdowns. I mean, the game itself, man. Trevor Etienne, I believe that's Travis Etienne, brother, plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars, I believe. I mean, and look, on the Florida side, 311 for their quarterback. They rushed for about 100. It was an offensive game, but their quarterback itself put the ball in his hand and threw it and ran it and put up some video game numbers. Jeez. And now, that was a great day for LSU. What you got?
For mine, which was one of the most exciting games to me, was the Washington-Utah game.
It was.
That was an exciting game. And once again, you got to see the guy, Penix Jr., do what he do in the clutch. Giants, listen up, in the clutch. So it was a really good game back and forth. The person that surprised me through the whole thing was Utah's quarterback.
Bryson
he was
Barnes.
He was going back and forth. And honestly, I don't know if this game would have ended right now if he didn't get hurt. He got hurt towards the end of the game. He was struggling, but he was still in there. And I love that toughness. So that team was playing through him. And it was a really, really good game.
I will say this, and this, I don't know if this is adding to. That was. Y'all need to watch.
They got lucky. They got lucky because the play after they got a safety, but wow, and it wasn't even close. So for the people that didn't see the game, once again, this is going down to the wire. Old boy that I'm talking about from Utah comes back in because he was hurt. He got hurt on one of the plays. He came right back in, and you can tell he wasn't himself after that. He throws the balls, intercepted. Easy pick 6, walking on in. And this guy got so happy that I want to say he
like a yard and a half.
Like it was like the 2-yard line. Like he just drops the ball, and I'm like, wow, bro. Are you sick? Imagine if they would have lost that game because you don't know how to hold on to the ball going into the end zone.
Now I did see that one. I did see. What I didn't see though is did the other team pick it up?
The other team picked it up.
Oh, they did? Yeah.
One of the linemen, you should have saw it because everybody was running past it. They were going to celebrate. And one of the linemen came over and he just jumped down on the ball because you could see on the screen the clock was still ticking. The refs are still standing to the side because it was obvious.
Yeah.
You didn't need no instant replay. It was obvious. Like, bro, you are not in the end zone.
Apparently, he didn't watch it.
Jumps on it.
Did Washington end up winning that game?
Yeah, they won it.
Well, that's what I was saying. So right after that play, so Utah gets the ball at the 1-yard line, and they do a running play, and then Washington gets a safety on them in the end zone, and that changed it back on their side.
Was he the reason for that safety?
I'm not gonna say that. They got so much defensive pressure coming in there.
Yeah,
defensive line pressure.
He harnesses his inner Deshaun Jackson. I believe Deshaun Jackson did that once, right? He was running along back. Yeah, he dropped it before he got in. So
sidebar. I want to go back one. You know what I am shocked about in college football? From the Pac-12 got a lot of ranked teams.
They do. They're solid, man.
Like that's
They're solid.
That's a tough conference. Like
And
I didn't realize they had that many ranked teams, huh?
And that was I guess, if you go back to the beginning of the season when it was all about Colorado, and the way people were spouting off about it was the wrong way. But the clear thing was, hey, you guys starting off on a relatively easy schedule, but then as the second half, are you guys ready to play the rest of these teams? I mean, the beginning of the game, I mean, of course, everybody thought they was going to the TCU game there, but
they didn't have an easy schedule the first 3 games.
Compared to what the second part is,
I mean, you gotta think about it, bro. TCU was coming off of being in the bowl. Like, I mean, they was one of the top 4 teams last year, so they wasn't that game. Everybody thought they was gonna lose. They was number 2, right?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is when they were winning, and then they were like, yeah, you guys won here, but let's see what you guys do in the second part of your schedule.
No, I get that. I get that. I'm just saying, I don't think if you really look at it, I mean, Colorado didn't really have too many breaks. The only one that I felt like that they underestimated, that they probably should have walked over.
Stanford.
Well, no, not even just Stanford. I would say Colorado State. Colorado State took them to what, 3 overtimes? You know what I'm saying? And that's because at that time, like, the defense couldn't stop nothing. You know what I'm saying?
You took that personally. I was just saying their schedule was harder in the second half. That's all I was saying.
No, I mean, I think top to bottom. I think top to bottom, like, their schedule was pretty tough. Like, because if you look at it, what they played. Let me see.
I mean, top to bottom, because considering that they've won a whole handful of games the last few years. So yeah.
I would say out of the 10 games that they played so far, I want to say at least 5 or 6 of them teams was ranked.
I'll say this though, and this is so I'm doing some digging because I was still wondering why Michael Penix Jr. hadn't been getting the love that I thought, he deserved, and he's built like the quarterback. But the one thing that, and I guess you'll find out more when it's time for the NFL combines and whatnot, he has a bit of a injury history, extensive. I hope that won't be him, lead to him not getting the ability to really play, because everything we're seeing now is great, man. But I think he transferred from, I want to say Indiana, I think is where he transferred from, and he did have a really good showing there. But in his quarterbacking career, man, he's had a few torn ACLs and some big injuries. Hopefully, that's something that he's overcome, and it doesn't lead to him, being like being cast as a backup before he even gets the opportunity to prove it to a team. But everything we're looking at right now, everything we're looking at right now, though, it looks pretty good. And look, and yes, Gary, to your point, man, they hate him in Indiana. Man, listen, go read some of the stories. They dislike him. They just love him or dislike him. How you want?
Let's time out.
They just love him.
Time out. Hey, I need you to take a deep breath, drink some water or something, y'all.
Hey, this love sound real though.
Your pronunciation is all off.
It's not that I don't like you. It's
I just love you, man.
This is love.
I'm gonna stick with that because I'm going back, and we'll move on after this. I was going back and just digging into his past. I'm doing my due diligence. So because when we do the draft watchcast, I want to see where he goes, man. I want to make sure I have a very thorough analysis of everything he is as a quarterback. And as I go down that rabbit hole, man, listen, it's a lot that they were covering on him, and they called him everything but a child of God. I'm like, bruh, he's just playing quarterback. Jeez. I mean, but it's insane. So, but the injuries do stand out. But again, you've seen a lot of guys come out of college and have those type of issues, and they never really affects them. Hell, I think even Joe Burrow had a couple when he was at LSU, if I'm wrong, or if I'm right, rather. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, he's built like a quarterback should be built. Plain and simple. He has the height. You can see over the line. Good arm. He's gotten better. So he's playing against some very tough competition. So it's not like he's a Caleb Williams type to where they were playing some really, some games there. And even then, like, his star has kind of dimmed a bit. So we're going to see how that's going to go. I don't know. I guess we'll see how it go. Absolutely. But yeah, this is the Hot Seat Podcast presents Football Talk, brought to you by Zeno. Even though this isn't part of my tag men, again, I was not a fan of the hire of the coach in Miami this past season. And I will say that the U is not back. If anything, they're back to doing the same shit they was doing last year. We're back to 6-4, playing against Florida State. It was giving them all they can handle, and then it was just.
Yeah, I hear the frustration in your voice, bro.
I can't.
Yeah, they're not back, but we back to doing the same shit that we was doing.
I don't know, man.
Man.
I don't know what it is. It's something about culture, man. It's something when you have a team has the right culture around it. But I think what happens is over the years when people leave and they don't bring that back with them. And two, if you like a lot of the older guys, and we can talk about this now, the old ways of football for some of the esteemed colleges, it doesn't necessarily hold weight to these new kids. Like you literally have to be able to relate to them, and you can't just show them the shine of the U or to Ohio State or to Alabama, these other guys, because some of them, they be like, yeah, that's cool and all, but what does that got to do with me? Yeah, it doesn't carry the same, and they don't play the same. And two, yes, the rules in football doesn't allow, there will never be another Shawn Taylor or Ed Reed type safety in college football because they target, they throw that targeting flag for pushing somebody too hard with the left hand. But I don't know. What's y'all take, man? I guess in this, the way that the allure of some of the legacy schools in college football doesn't really appeal like it used to be.
I mean, I ain't gonna say it don't, because you got other things that's working towards it. I mean, you got Miami.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Miami, you're in Miami. You know what I'm saying?
I get that part. Yeah, I get that part.
So I mean, it's a nice place to go. But I also feel like too, you could correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if the energy is there because like how many players come back? And it's kind of you could put this in. I mean
they got Jason Taylor. They come back like the
Michael
Irvins and them. Yeah.
They even know what I'm talking about, like
Yeah.
in terms of you think about like Greek life, you know what I'm saying? And people like, the chapter fell in and falling. But I'm like, all right, well, how many old heads come back and really support? You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about like consistently. Like, don't start complaining if you don't come back and support. And I think that would be great for the U players to see because that was what was happening back in the 80s and in the 90s and the early 2000s. You saw like the alumni coming back. And it was to the point where that because they set the standard so high, it was like, yo, you didn't want to let them down. You know what I'm saying? It was a culture there, and that culture ain't there. You know what I'm saying? That ain't the same culture. And I also feel like too, in order to really get back to what the U was, like you got to bring in cats that was from that culture. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't bring in people outside of the culture that don't understand that. Like it's not going to work. So.
Yeah. So I'll piggyback on that. It's not just going to be the university that pulls them in. The aura of the history of the university.
Yeah.
You got to have the coaching. These are kids' futures. You're visiting households where parents are looking you right in your face like, how do I know if I send my kid there, you even going to be there next year type stuff.
That part.
So it's more than just, hey, what did you do in the past? What are you doing right now? And are you going to be there? And those are some big questions and some big shoes to fill. So you think people are breaking their necks to come down and play for your coach? I don't think so. Jim Harbaugh turned ours all around just by his name in general. That was it. You think people break their necks to go play for Saban? Yes. So more than just the culture, that whole thing can be different. The things change. It's what have you done lately? Not what did you do in the past. What have you done lately? I mean, not to switch it so much from say college, but You see the same thing in the NFL. Hey, Bill Belichick will probably go down as, if not the best, one of the best coaches of all time. Nobody want to go play for the Patriots right now.
Yep.
It's what you're doing right now. So,
and I'm gonna put it like this, man. And yeah, he did have them up in the beginning. So yes, he played for the U. Yeah, I see what you did there, Eric. So they signed Mario Cristobal to a 10-year, $80 million coaching contract.
why?
Put a pin in that one. Mm-hmm. The guys hadn't seen, and this has already been the talk already. Jimbo Fisher down in Texas A&M is on the verge of being fired at the end of the season. They signed him in 2021 to a 10-year, $95 million head coaching contract off the strength that he might have been trying to leave to go to LSU. Texas A&M got crazy money. Oil money is crazy down there. With him potentially being fired at the end of the season, you're talking about a $76 million buyout. Mario Cristobal, this is season 2. They're going to end barely above 500. They fired him for Manny Diaz, which I actually like Coach Diaz. I understood the offense. The offense is what was the issue prior. The defense was solid. This year, it's like, I don't know what they have. But now you sign these coaches to these big contracts, and the team still ain't. And this is the part, and I said it last week, even tweeted it out. Like I said, and it made me a better coach at the time. And one of our mentors, he told me that, he said, hey, just remember, they don't put your name in the stat column. Remember that. They're trying to make these coaches, they make these coaches the faces of these programs and forget that it's actually about the teams itself. And I wouldn't be surprised. I doubt it happens this year, but I won't be surprised if they have another subpar season next year that Cristobal is on that same trajectory as Jimbo Fisher, being fired with tens of $millions still left on his head coaching contract, which that money is, I guess, is paid by the boosters or whatever. But last time I saw, they must got some hell of boosters down in Miami, because if you ever watch a Miami game down at Hard Rock Stadium, it ain't never full. It ain't never full, man. Like, I'm watching the Michigan-Penn State game, bro. It is a sea of people. And that stadium holds about 100,000, I think, something like that. I know that Michigan Stadium holds close to that. Hard Rock Stadium, Hard Rock Stadium holds, I think, like 65, 70,000, and it's never packed for a Miami game. I know there's a lot to do in Miami, but when it comes to a University of Miami game, it is never packed at Hard Rock Stadium. And the fact that you're doling out money like this and you're still getting
again, it's Miami.
Yeah, I guess.
If you ain't good, I got shit to do.
I get right. Look, ask the Miami Heat. So yeah, man, that's what you're looking at. But yeah, I want to point it out because Jimbo Fisher, they are probably going to fire him. He's 6-4, just like Cristobal is, I believe, down in Miami. He's 45-25 in 6 seasons, and yeah, money just going to like put him to the side. They're not. These coaches, man. And again, Mario Cristobal, I understand. He's a man of, he went to the school, but 10 years, $80 million. Yeah, I don't know. And they complaining about Jim Harbaugh and some off-season recruiting violations. Jim earning his money. I'll tell you that much. He earning all this money. Yeah, I'm a Jim Harbaugh stan. In any case, man, this is the Hot Seat Podcast presents Football Talk, brought to you by Zeno. Streaming live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Earl saying something on mute. Make sure you guys follow us at Instagram and Facebook at the Hot Seed Podcast. And be sure to subscribe on YouTube at the Hot Seed Podcast.
All right, my bad. Apparently, I hurt a 5-year-old feelings over here. He didn't feel like talking to me, so.
Oh, man. Leave that baby alone. So from the college ranks over into the football ranks, we don't have to really spend a lot of time on this. We had a Thursday night game. Did anybody watch it? Bears and Panthers.
That was a no for me.
I watched it because I bet, but yeah, I ain't really paid too much attention to it.
Oh, it was so bad. And it made me think of something, even though only one of these guys were from that draft class. And skip right on to it. The 2021 draft class. Do you guys know who was in that draft class? Okay.
Yeah, you can go through it.
So the most notable quarterbacks in that draft class, you had Trevor Lawrence, which so far, I would say he's doing what he's supposed to do down in Jacksonville. He has those moments I'm like, but he looks the part. Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, and Mac Jones. That's the most notable ones. There are others as well. And the question I want to ask in this case, and we talk about it all the time, products of their environment. Is there any outside of Trevor Lawrence? Because he has Doug Peterson as his head coach down in Jacksonville. Who would you take out of that draft class? Take Trevor Lawrence aside from the other one, Zach Wilson.
Put it back up.
Yeah. If you were redrafting this class, I'll put it that way. No, but yes. Well, if you were drafting that, how would you go about that? Trevor Lawrence would be the number one, but
well, first let me go to that number one.
Yeah.
Please remember that Trevor Lawrence had a year taken away from him.
Yes.
With Urban Meyer being there. So he will probably would have progressed even more by now if that never happened. So just put an asterisk to that. I have no problems with Trevor Lawrence. I probably would shoot Justin Fields up there because I would figure out how to play, put him in a certain system. I don't think the Bears figured out nothing.
Imagine if he went to the Jets.
I don't think the Bears figured out anything. He is definitely a product of his environment. To me, Zach Wilson, I mean, I think we already know where they can put as much confidence behind him as they want. No, he's just not it.
This is his best season, and that's trash.
Nah. Trey Lance. I mean, hell, how far was he down the roster? Third or fourth on the depth chart with the 49ers? Nothing there.
But
Mac Jones, I am gonna say this. And we can agree to disagree on this. I think he's also a product of his environment.
I was about to say that.
I'm not saying he was going to be great. Please know what I'm saying here. But it takes a certain type of individual to play in New England under Belichick. And he's just not that guy.
Right.
And you almost have to be great, especially with your mental, because who is he playing with? Who's on New England's offense?
Yeah.
What are we doing? There's no Gronks and stuff out there. What are we doing? So I'll just leave it there. That's my thought on that breakdown.
Eric said exactly what I was about to pull up, and I'm gonna put this back up here again. So you got Trevor Lawrence, obviously, in Jacksonville. Of course, the 49ers did all that trading to move up to get Trey Lance. Okay. What if this shook out as, and think about it, you have Trevor Lawrence still going to Jacksonville. Justin Fields actually got taken by number 2 by the Jets.
Not taken, Lord Jesus.
Taken, sorry, taken. It's a long run. Hey.
It's fitting with the theme, baby. Don't let it roll.
It's taken. Mac Jones goes number 3 to the 49ers. He's in that San Fran system, and this is something that Eric had just put in the chat. Said the same thing. We probably wouldn't even talk about Purdy because that system, you are a product of that. And then you had potentially Trey Lance go to New England.
But let me say this real quick.
Okay.
If you look at all 6 of these players, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is where I have a little bit of grace for them. Every last one of these players, maybe with the exception of one, was supposed to be ready to start.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like that's why I give them grace, because like nowadays when you draft a quarterback, like you don't have the luxury of sitting behind a veteran QB and developing. And then 9 times out of 10, if you are lucky, you know what I'm saying, because of the situation, they ain't trying to develop you because you're trying to take their job. You know what I'm saying? Right. I.e. Aaron Rodgers. So it's not a good situation for them. So it's like, some of these guys probably could have been better than what they were. I'm not going to say that they may have been a Tom Brady, but some of these guys could have been better what they were if they were able to develop. But
Yeah.
A lot of them wasn't able. And a lot of these guys, despite what they've done in college, a lot of these guys cannot come to just jump from college football to the NFL and be just ready to play.
But that's why you also see these kids in college going, then I won't come out there.
Oh, facts.
Who has that pick? Nah.
Exactly.
I'll play another
But
year.
what's the reason for that now?
I'm getting money in the NIL.
But exactly. That's the reason. That's the real reason.
I'm straight.
Yeah.
I'm straight. I got options.
That's the real reason.
That's it. Hey, you want to draft me? I need a percentage of the team type shit.
He just ODing at this point.
But if anything, I mean, the good thing though, that helps, that benefits colleges. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Especially on the football side. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, I ain't in a rush to come out. I'll stay here.
Nope.
Look, at one point, we thought that everybody except for maybe a couple of teams, you really think about it, we thought everybody had their quarterback situation fixed for the most part. Think about all the quarterbacks now, between the veteran OGs is in there and this new wave. We thought for the most part the league had fixed for the most. That's why I said for the most part.
Oh, okay.
For the most part. But if you really look at it right now, and I'm just gonna rattle off some teams, and you can tell me thumbs up, thumbs down if they got a quarterback issue. We can start from, there's no particular order, so I'm just going off the top of my head in this case. You got since you said the Giants.
No.
The New York Jets.
Well, no, not really.
The Las Vegas Raiders.
No.
You got the Indianapolis Colts.
He's injured.
Remains to be seen because he's getting injured.
He's injured.
I can't say much.
He's injured.
He was showing promise when he was in there.
The Tennessee Titans.
No. I don't know.
Wait.
Levin has been playing. Levin has been playing.
So it's the okay.
Levis.
Levis. All right, Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, they got a problem.
I thought you were saying, yeah, they good.
No. Yeah, they got a problem.
We said New York Jets.
Absolutely.
Come on.
The New England Patriots.
Absolutely.
You got New Orleans Saints.
Absolutely. Carr ain't there.
Atlanta Falcons.
Absolutely.
The Commanders. Remains to be seen.
No, absolutely.
I'm pretty sure a couple of teams will take Sam Howell over Zach Wilson.
No, that ain't what we saying. Do y'all have a problem? Absolutely.
Who else we talked about? We talked. Who did I miss? Houston Texans.
Nah,
the Broncos.
The Denver Broncos.
The Broncos, man.
You got
Steelers.
Green Bay.
Absolutely.
Steelers. Yes. Minnesota Vikings.
No.
That's a lot of teams, bro.
Minnesota, you said no, but now you got Kirk. He's out with that torn Achilles, man. They don't have another quarterback.
Yeah, but you got showdown Dobbs, son. He's doing what he got to do.
That ain't gonna last much longer.
Let's not say that, but he's doing what he got to do.
Yeah. Who else you got up there? So you got Green Bay, Detroit's fine. Minnesota. Who else is in that division? The NFC North. Who did I miss up there?
The Bears.
Chicago Bears. Yeah. Seahawks.
Well, don't count the Bears because the Bears gonna have hell.
They're going through transition,
so they're gonna be able to do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah. San Francisco.
I put it to this way. I feel like there's more teams, and y'all could maybe not, but I'll say it's damn sure close. I was about to say I think that there's more teams. Yeah, I was about to say I was gonna say I think there's more teams that has struggling QBs, but no, I'm gonna go back and say maybe about 50-50. It might lean a little bit more.
Yeah, it's probably like 55-45, probably, not more.
I know where you were about to go, Shawn, with the Purdy thing.
Yeah,
but unless they were able to draft somebody, which I don't think they're going to be,
they don't have the draft
capital to be able to do so. But that's what I'm saying. I don't think they want to go for any big time quarterback because that's what allows them to have the team and depth that they have.
But here's the other part to that, though. That team only goes as far as all of the pieces in place. When the pieces aren't in place, they don't have the quarterback that can put them over the top. That's the thing.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah,
But that's the fine line that you do.
Yeah.
Remember, we joke about it, but when you see these teams that have all this depth on a team, it's normally because one of the high paid skill positions, they don't have anybody that they're paying out like that.
Yeah.
And I think the 49ers
besides the Eagles, I still don't know how they do this shit.
Yeah. I mean, the 49ers on the business side, they probably in like one of the best situations because they have a feasible quarterback who they don't got to pay right now. You know what I'm saying?
No, I got that part, but here's this part though. As a owner of the 49ers, right? Last year aside, because you got the injury, they didn't have a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But after a while, man, because all these bills will come due like they always do,
right?
Or these guys gonna start to get start to age. Ownership started looking at John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan and was like, all right, we got everything we needed. We thought we had our quarterback. This season, it's still, long season to go. But let's say they don't get it done this year because of injuries or whatever. And then Purdy doesn't get them over the top. So we go into next season and we got a similar, because it always San Francisco at the beginning of the season, we all like, man, San Francisco's that guy. And it's like injuries every year. I don't know what happens over there. But after a while, ownership's going to start to look, man, look, we traded all this draft capital away to get this quarterback that we end up giving away. So we brought this other guy who thought's the guy, but then now injuries happen. And then when they were down, he didn't elevate to the level that we thought he could to get us over the top. Now we are a year or two after this, and we're still playing second fiddle to potentially to the Eagles. What do you do?
I think.
Well, like I said, they're not going to be able to draft anybody because they're not that bad to be able to get somebody.
They're going to ride the wave.
So you either going to have to, let's say through draft, get a miracle, pick like a Tom Brady late in some round, or you find somebody that's a veteran that just wants to come over and win for a low price.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins made all his money. He can sit back, come back from injury, and they be like, yo, Kirk.
And that's something to keep your eye on. Yeah, because he's at the end of his contract. I know he has a year of rehab. I wouldn't be surprised if he signs. I would not be surprised if he signs to San Francisco as a backup.
And this is what I'm saying to you. Like he's gotten what way more than what he's supposed to get. Yeah. But as much as people want to joke about Kirk Cousins, he can win you some games, especially if you got people around him.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think he's. I think y'all already throwing him in the backup category. Kirk Cousins is not a backup right now, and Kirk Cousins, he got a point because like right now, you can say like, yo, they was doing so. I mean, it's only been what one game since he got injured. Since one,
yeah.
I mean,
1 or 2 games. Yeah,
it is a difference when he's there. You know what I'm saying?
No, it is.
Yeah.
But they're not going to bring him back though as on another contract. And then in this case, they throw in age and they throw in the injury. It kind of depends, man. He has to go to a team that's already built to win right now.
What picks do they have though?
Who?
The Vikings.
Now they should be getting their top pick now.
I think they are going to sign him again for another year, like a year contract. And I think
they would have to give him
like $30 million.
It's Kirk Cousins' share. No, if I'm Kirk Cousins, I'm getting paid less than Daniel Jones.
Yeah. He's doing 40, 45.
The market is set.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is Minnesota willing to do that then with a quarterback that's coming off of Achilles injury? And they still got a lot of holes to plug in Minnesota.
Yeah, the only way I'm taking any type of cut is if you're telling me I'm coming in and playing for San Francisco type team.
Well, isn't what's the wide receiver over there?
Oh, you talking about Justin Jefferson? Yeah.
Isn't his contract due?
His is due as well.
Because he got to be the highest paid player on that team.
Forget the team. One of the highest paid players at his position.
He got to be the highest paid player on the team. So they got to take care of him first. I mean, would this be a good time to start looking elsewhere? Absolutely.
And by the way, the current score of the Germany game, Colts 7, New England 3.
That's a trash.
They are at halftime right now. Thank you. I know Germany, I know y'all didn't send me this. I could have just drank beer and ate ate my bratwurst. You know?
Man, they don't take that shit seriously anyway. Because you go to the game, it's motherfuckers wearing the Giants and Jets and shit.
But
Ain't in 18 playing.
No. See, that's where you're wrong. The energy, the players. I was reading something. They said the players said the energy in these stadiums is so much more. It's like the equivalent of the college atmosphere at these overseas games, which they do enjoy that. And he said it's made it harder for them to hear some games like the whole time. They amp. We've been to football games and sitting there like, brother, y'all want to go get a beer or something because like the energy just ain't there. But these overseas games are pretty dope. So we gonna see, man. So yeah, I just want to point that out. That 2021 draft class is looking kind of right now puke worthy. So since we're talking about top teams, though, in this case, man, there's been a lot of teams to ascend to the top of the mountain this season. Of course, we were talking about the 49ers. At one point, we were talking about the Chiefs, and then we were talking about Buffalo, and then, people started falling by the wayside. So considering, we're going top 4 teams. I don't think we should go any further than that because if you're talking about parity, this is the year that there's so much parity in it. So top 4 teams. Who got it? What you going? Go ahead, Dave. You chomping at a bit. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll go from bottom up. So number 4. And when we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
Number 4, I got the Lions. Shout out to Gary. They're just doing what they need to do.
I like it.
I really like that team. So I will go with the Lions. Number 3, I don't know how they do it. They just do it. I do know how they do it because of Mahomes, but the Chiefs. I mean, there's nothing out there, but he just they find a way. And until I'm proven wrong and he's proven wrong, I always got to keep them up there. So the Chiefs. Number 2, I got to show love to the Ravens. Now, I will say this. I've always said I got to see them. The respect really gets given in the playoffs with them because I always think they're going to make the playoffs. But the Ravens are a scary team if they come all together. No matter what you want to say about them, they're winning. And they're winning heavily.
Yeah.
So I got number 2 right now. I got the Ravens. And number 1, I got the Eagles. Another team that just finds a way. Doesn't have to be pretty. Got quarterbacks out there limping and stuff. Got one of the most dominant beings out there, and AJ Brown. I don't care what nobody says. That man is
a grown ass man.
Scary.
That's a grown ass man.
He is scary, bro.
Ridiculous.
And when we were talking about culture earlier, even being a Giants fan, I hate to say these type of things, but
the coach,
when that new coach came on over there, like that attitude, you could just see he's over there having fun on the sideline. Like, yep, this is exactly how we drew it up. But that would be my top 4, my honorable mention. And the only reason I didn't have them at number 4, to be honest with you, is only because we're talking right now and injuries. But they're scary. If these people weren't injured, it would be the Bengals. And it's only when I say right now is because T. Higgins is out and Chase is recovering. I think he's going to play, but he has that back injury because of how he came down. But yeah, if they were fully together, I would tell you the Bengals in there. So that's my top 4. What you got?
So I got number 4. I agree with the Lions. Like I said, the Lions. I knew even last year the Lions had grit. I mean, and again, like it's the culture. Dan Campbell, who wouldn't want to play for Dan Campbell? Number 3 for me is Miami. Miami is a problem. Like I said, if everybody's healthy, they're getting some pieces back. Everybody's healthy, man.
Can I ask you one thing on that before you go, Earl?
I'm about to ask that same question.
One thing, because I love Miami, but this is the only thing. They're not showing up during the big games.
Right.
You're right.
And that's the games you got to show up for. So if we're talking now, that's the only reason. Are they scary good? Yeah, but they could also be scary bad.
But you know what? You know what I will say though? Out of all of the teams that you just made, all of the teams that you just named,
yep,
this is probably the newest unit. Like
No, I got
the
you.
Eagles have played, with each other for the most part.
Yep.
KC and the Lions
Ravens,
have had the same.
yep.
The Ravens,
All besides Ravens kind of.
but for the most, he got
pieced
most
together.
of his. He got most of his players, but the new addition is Odell and Zay. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it's still the same core. With Miami, you know what I'm saying? That's still that's a lot of new pieces on there. You know what I'm saying?
Go
But
ahead. I just want to know.
But yeah, I put Miami at number 3. Number 2, like I said, like I agree with Dave. Like I don't know how the hell they do it, but Patty Mahomes, like that motherfucker is something different. He ain't got no wide receivers. He got a bunch of wide receivers, but don't have enough. You know what I'm saying? And he still finds ways to win the games. And then as much as this hurts me to say this, the motherfucking Eagles, there is no weak spots on that team. Like there really is no weak spots. And the one thing that I give credit to the Eagles, the Eagles they're a type of team that shows up in big games. You know what I'm saying? Like they are built for those big games. And they got the right mentality. When that coach came, I was a little nervous because his press conference, I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. But man, what I say, will they run through a brick wall for that man? Absolutely. Now, honorable mention, I would probably have to say, I'll say the Ravens. Again, like I'm putting the Ravens only because like I believe in Lamar. I don't believe in Odell. I don't believe in Bateman. I don't think Gus Edwards is going to stay healthy, but he's nice. But and I'm glad that he's throwing the ball, but again,
put that comment up.
I see
it.
How dare you put the Fins in? And because I said what I said, motherfucker. Shit, I like Miami over the Ravens. Because here's the thing, and I'm gonna say it just like this, and you answer this question, Eric. If Lamar goes down, y'all are fucking done. If
we're talking now,
no, I'm just saying. If Tua goes down, they still got White back there. You know what I'm saying? So, and even now, I'm gonna say like I still think Miami is a better team than the Ravens because they got one fucking player. That's all they got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who else on there is kicking ass like that?
Okay.
But you could look on Miami, and I could give you a couple teams. I could give you a couple players.
Their
on both
defense
sides
is even shining this year.
But
go ahead, Shawn. I don't want to take you.
So mine. I looked at
not, Eric. No, they're not.
I looked at the coaching situation for the team and the quarterback situation, and that's how I put together my top 4. So believe it or not, my honorable mention, and it's to the same point that you guys are talking about injuries, and that's just kind of like plagues them every year, is the Cincinnati Bengals. That's my honorable mention. They seem to be hitting their stride right now. Their defense is still, a lot to be desired, and I feel like they're gonna put a lot on Joe, but their injury situation is what has them as honorable mention. Number 4, I actually got Jacksonville. I got Jacksonville.
That's why your record is what it is. Go ahead.
Stop.
I got Jacksonville based off the strength of that 1 year aside. Again, like that throwaway year for Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, it set Trevor Lawrence back. But then with him having Doug Peterson and Doug Peterson's track record and the way they play with Travis Etienne and Calvin Ridley, I know he was dinged up there, and their defense is solid in Jacksonville as well. They are sneakily nice 6-2. Sneakily.
That boy in there today.
Sneakily.
When did we stop this shit? Like, when did we say enough is enough?
When I ain't producing the show no more. So I got them at number 4, man. I believe in Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne and Calvin Ridley and what's the other receiver they got? But they got another one too. I forget the other name. The other kid out there. Right, Ingram's hope too. I completely forgot about him. And he's had like a second coming for whatever reason. Their defense is solid, so I like them. Number 3 is I got the Chiefs. Off the strength is they do a lot with so much less than every other team. They just happen to have the best quarterback in the entire freaking world with Patrick Mahomes, and they have a coach that is just able to just morph it to something else. They always talk about Bill Belichick, how he was able to adapt and change every season or every week going against different teams. Andy Reid has been that, bro. Andy Reid, Zay Jones. There you go, Zay Jones. Andy Reid has done that when he had Donovan. Yeah.
Mute, bro. Earl. Mute.
My bad.
He's had Donovan McNabb. At one point he had Vic. Then he moving on. Yeah, Jalen Hurts before they had Carson Wentz. Like he's just been able, man, to. And now he has, Patrick Mahomes, Alex Smith, and he's just been able to keep it going. And not to mention that, that they talk about that Bill Belichick tree, which I can kind of agree that it's not as good as Charlie Brown's tree. But but the Andy Reid tree is something to behold. So I got them at 3. Number 2, I got the Philadelphia Eagles. And because they have shown that they can be beat. That 8-1 is kind of a misleading 8-1 because they've had moments where they just have like these blind moments where things just don't happen for them. Yes, AJ Brown is a beast. Devontae Jones is like that. I know Jalen Hurts is playing hurt, for lack of better terms. But the as of right now, the change they are what the record is for them, but the coordinator change has affected them a lot. And if it wasn't for a few teams kind of really throwing up on themselves, they wouldn't be 8-1. A game that stands out, say what you want, Earl, that game that they played against the Commanders, both games, Philadelphia could have easily lost those games. If it wasn't for the inept coaching on the other side of the field, that would have been 2 more losses for them. It's just weird. And then they've had another couple of games like that as well. And that kind of shows up for the Philadelphia year after year. Look at the Super Bowl. They should have won their Super Bowl, but they weren't able to adapt, and the better coaching took them out. Number 1, I got Baltimore. I ain't gonna lie. And it's not about them just having Lamar. What I wanted to see from Baltimore for the last few years is the defense. Their defense is you can probably put them, however you want to do it, 1A, 1B to what they got going on down in Cleveland. Thing is, they don't have a bunch of name guys in Baltimore. They got Roquan down there. Patrick Queen is playing better because of Roquan, but everybody else, you don't know their names. Kyle Hamilton should have been a Commander, whatever. But
I knew it was going to come up.
But this team, man, we're seeing the growth of Lamar Jackson as a quarterback. He's gotten a lot better in the passing aspect. And I think now I don't see too many of the John Harbaugh head-scratching coaching decisions as we see. And I think Eric will agree with this. Is sometimes you'll watch John Harbaugh coach and you be ready to throw something at the TV, be like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? This year, they're playing a lot better, even than what they played in the 13-3 MVP season. And I won't be surprised if they continue winning that Lamar actually wins the MVP.
Yeah, respectfully, the Ravens, the Ravens schedule is kind of easy right now. Like their first couple of games has been kind of easy, bro. They had a couple of games that was tough, but for the most part, their schedule was pretty cakewalk.
You can say the same thing for the Miami Dolphins though.
And go look at they didn't win.
Go look at their go look
so
at
what?
their
The Ravens lost to the Colts. The Colts ain't got no quarterback.
Okay, but they also dog walked Detroit.
Right. Who people got in their top 4?
I feel like Earl. I'm gonna say something here. I feel like Earl been taking a lot of shots at all our prospective teams because I know the Giants having a down year. Earl be like, the Commanders ain't shit. The Ravens ain't shit. All y'all suck. I'm like, I know, bro. We know.
Well, we beat y'all though.
I know. It's okay.
And we beat the Ravens last year.
Okay.
That's all I care about. Shit.
It's okay. Earl be like, nah, y'all ain't getting no respect this year because our team is trash.
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not trying to say like
they did dog walk up though, Gary. They did dog.
I really have no beef with the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? Outside of, and I got over 2001.
And they did beat Seattle too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They beat Seattle. They beat the Browns. They beat the Bengals.
Okay, the Browns.
I mean,
the Browns just got defense. It's like playing the Jets, bro. They just got defense.
But they beat the Lions.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Hold on.
Detroit
Yeah,
and Seattle.
they beat.
Hold on. No. I want to say
They beat
something
Detroit and
so they beat. But watch what I'm about to say. So they beat the Lions and they beat the Bengals. The Bengals, who is our one-off for most of us, saying,
okay,
they could have been in the top
Dave,
four.
But Dave, keep it a stack though.
Go ahead.
Yeah, when they played the Bengals, bro, Joe was banged up, bro.
He was.
Joe was banged up. He shouldn't have been playing. He shouldn't have been playing.
Okay.
Keep going.
So what excuse do you have for the Lions game?
No, I don't have no excuse for the Lions. They beat them.
What's the excuse you have for the Seahawks game?
The Seahawks ain't all that to me.
Yeah,
this is who you have for the Browns game.
I told you the Browns is like playing the Jets. They just got defense.
This is who the Dolphins beat. They beat the Chargers 36-34. They beat the Patriots, the Broncos, the Giants, the Panthers, and the Patriots again. They lost against the Bills.
What are we talking about?
Eagles, and the Chiefs. Who have they beat?
The same thing that you just said about the Ravens.
Beat nobody, man. Like, to be honest, they really ain't.
So
wait. Now who they lose to?
They lost against the Eagles, and they lost against the They lost against the
Chiefs.
The Chiefs, yeah.
They're not winning the big games.
They're not, man.
So they got a weak schedule for their wins, and they're not winning the big games. So the same thing you just said for the Ravens, then that means they shouldn't be.
Listen, at the end of the day, y'all ask me who I feel like
I got you.
Y'all motherfuckers coming at me. Eric over here like, yo, why you ain't picked the Ravens? Y'all fuck the Ravens. I picked the Miami. I picked Miami. Shit, that's why I picked Miami.
They ain't Dallas. They just the Ravens, bro. You ain't got hate on them
because I picked them. That's why I picked them.
And listen. Let me, because I saw Gary say it earlier.
Yeah,
I was one of the ones that told y'all I'm not paying attention to the Ravens until we're talking about playoffs wise. When we were talking about
that's where he is now. That's where he is.
That's
now,
really
is.
where it's at for me. But I'm not gonna hate on them because of my perspective in the beginning. Going, oh yeah, even though the Ravens are winning, they ain't doing much. No, they look good, and they got defense this year, and that's the biggest.
No, they don't.
That's the big
their defense is playing pretty good. They don't have a defense. Their defense playing pretty good. It's different.
He's not listening. So
no, listen. No, because I don't know why y'all might think I got some kind of hate towards the Ravens. I wish I really don't.
Bro, you hate the Commander. You hate everybody.
I don't hate nobody. I dislike the Cowboys.
I'm about to wear a Ravens gear next week just to piss him the fuck off.
I have no hate towards the Ravens. Like I fucks with Lamar Jackson. I'm rooting for everybody that's black. I really do rock with Lamar Jackson.
The Giants hurt you this season.
I'm just saying that I only feel like the Ravens only got Lamar. That's it.
Listen, bro. I need you to calm this down by the time you come down here next week for the game, right? I ain't trying to go to jail next week.
We ain't playing the Ravens. Shit. Playing the Commanders. That's always a home game. I ain't got no problem there. That's always a home game. Whether we win or lose, that's a home game.
Hope we lose. Let's get to that.
At this point, I want to lose.
Just get to that time.
Eric talking about he want to shit in my cornflake because I didn't pick.
He's asking. He's asking who did it. He's asking.
Shit in your cornflakes, man.
Man,
I didn't see a question mark, so I didn't know if he. But I know you went to IDTC, so you wouldn't know. That looks like a statement. To
me. Man,
now
we gotta move on.
They do.
Questions usually have a question mark at the end. They may start with a who, what, when, where, why. I know they didn't teach you that at IDTC, but
now the Ravens do have a big game today up in Cleveland. Today, Deshaun Watson is playing, whatever.
But again, like I'm gonna give the Ravens that because again, like the Browns don't have no offense, bro. They got Amari Cooper, and that's it.
I get that part, but the thing to beat the Ravens has been shown is for them cause turnovers, make it a very sloppy game, get them out and make it to where.
Lamar.
Make it a Lamar game. Make it Lamar got to do everything. If Lamar got to do everything, then they will lose that game.
Got that type of defense. I mean, Lamar's going to be running today. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be cold. It's a little chilly up there today. So
but he's still going to be running today because they got this boy called Myles Garrett, and he a fucking problem. So he's going to be running. I just want to see what
he should be like the MVP this year. Just based off of that.
Cool.
It's the Myles Garrett. He's won games by himself.
No, fact.
Of course, this is the Hot Seat Podcast presents Football Talk, streaming live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by Zeno.
Eric chose Mountless today.
He did. What's up, Jay? What's going on? So, our segment that we have come to enjoy.
See, Jason, I'm over here. My bad, Jason. I'm over here catching hell because I'm rooting for your team, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Help me out, bro.
But you know what? Earl?
You're late.
This is your opportunity to get your shit off, man. You ready? Let's go.
Yeah.
It's our Tag Me In segment, man. Go ahead, Earl. You got it.
First of all, I just want to say I don't fucking appreciate motherfuckers coming at me sideways because my opinion was my opinion. I said that Miami was in my top 4. I asked all y'all to give me why, you know what I'm saying, why y'all felt that they not. I ain't care about that. Y'all asked me, and I said, Jason, so what happened was they asked, who was in my top 4? And I said that Miami was in my top 4. I didn't put the Ravens in there. You know what I'm saying? They coming
right now. Yep.
Right now. They're coming at because they're saying that I shouldn't have had Miami in there, that I should have had the Ravens in there. And I said, no, I feel like right now Miami has a better overall team than the Ravens. And I said what I said. If you disagree with it, cool. That's between you and the guys you serve. But you know what I'm saying? I said I like Miami, and that's my opinion. So, you know what I'm saying? Eric, you kiss my ass, bro. And I hope I fucking lose.
Tag me in.
With that, I am complete.
Oh tag me in. New York Giants.
Come on, Dave. What the fuck, man?
I will be going to go see the Marvels today.
You smart.
Because I have no need for watching football besides my bets anymore. New York Giants, I need you to lose. And I need you to listen to me carefully.
I can
get any of these quarterbacks.
Take your time.
Get any of these quarterbacks.
I don't want Mato.
I don't care what's going on. I don't want no excuses. Just get it done one way or another. You know,
I know.
This has been such
a
frustrating offseason going into this year. The excitement that I had going into this year, this game we're going into next week. Oh my God. Hey, Shawn, just get my drinks ready. Okay.
Fair enough.
Get my drinks ready. Because this is the first game I've ever been to where I'm like, no. It's not that I don't mind if they lose. I need them to lose. Period. So that's my take on that. I don't want to get too much into it, but yeah, New York Giants, I'm done.
Can we just not bring them up for no more? Like,
I'm good with it. Tag in.
Yeah, let's not bring them up no more, bro.
Here we go.
Take your time, too.
All right, man. So I know DC likes to move fast. Specifically, I know that the Washington Commander fan base, we've been hurt for 30 years because we had a piss poor owner. I get it. A lot of stuff happened. A lot of moves didn't get made because the owner, made decisions for us. And I also say at the same time that we've been waiting 30 years for something good to happen. We got a new ownership. Don't be in such a hurry to make somebody out to be your franchise quarterback when he just got here. But also at the same time, recognize what you have in front of you. Sam Howell currently, for better or for worse, however you want to look at it, is currently second in the league in passing yards. Yes, he throws the ball a lot. At the same time, he's 66, almost 67% completion. Now, if he was second in the league in passing and it was throwing 50%, we'd have a problem. He's projected to throw for just under 5,000 yards this year. 26 touchdowns, like 17. It's pretty much a Kirk Cousins stat year itself. And there's a lot around the area that are screaming for Caleb Williams and Drake May and a bunch of these other guys. If Bryce Young has not shown you anything, don't be in such a hurry to get one of these shiny toys out of college who ain't never got hit by Fletcher Cox or one of these guys. Because as soon as they get into the league, they'll have your ass playing just like some of these guys who've been drafted at the top. So appreciate what you got. See it for what it is. Stop complaining about every goddamn thing. Just be happy. That's all I got, man.
Tag me to help. Oh, go ahead, Earl. You next.
I just want to say that y'all call me the angry man, but for the past 3 weeks, Shawn's tagged me in has been about the same shit. So he seems angry to me. Okay, and I need y'all to come at him.
It's a controlled anger.
No, today, no. Today it was controlled. Last week you was looking like me. You know what I'm saying? So I just want y'all to just get the same energy.
Tag me. Tag me. Tag me. Is it so dismal in the NFL
big word
that every single week I gotta hear Aaron Rodgers conversations? Can we go one goddamn week without talking about somebody that's not playing? He's not playing. Oh, yes, he has this magical surgery. Yes, he's walking around. He's throwing the ball. Okay, bring him back early if you want to. Bring him back early if you want to. Put him on that field with that same Jets offensive line that I'm seeing. Go ahead and do that. Go see how it is. He's not a miracle worker. Like he's not out there just creating something brand new where he's not going to get hit. I don't care how fast he recovers. He's going to get hit. So can we please bring down the talk and figure out why the NFL doesn't have depth within the quarterback position in the first place? There's so many players out there that aren't playing right now. I'm not going to do a Kaepernick thing. I'm not going to do it. But there's so many quarterbacks that are out there that I guarantee you, hell, there's ones that can come out of retirement that play better than some of these backups.
Right.
We have a quarterback that they don't even want to throw the ball. So let's get real, y'all. Why are we more talking about a quarterback
that she make
that's not even playing?
Tag me the fucking when you finish, because I got to.
Tag it.
Matter of fact, and that just brought me. And thank you, Dave, for bringing this shit up, yo. And I wasn't trying to talk about these motherfuckers. Let me tell you why the Giants are fucking losers, yo. Yo, how are you as a grown ass man coming up here and saying in interviews like, yo, it's cool that you live home with your peoples. Yeah, cool. You know what I'm saying? You ain't really making it like that. Whatever. But the fact that you're kind of boasting about your mom still cooking for you, she makes your bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck, yo? Like we look like some fucking losers. Like, this is our quarterback, bro. This is our quarterback. Please let's not talk about the Giants no more this season. And please sign Saquon. Sign Saquon, please.
My last tag me in, bro. I've been holding on to this. I might be a little angry on this. Yeah, y'all have been watching it. So we just gonna let the guy giving out stickers at Walmart be a referee in some of these games, ain't we?
Yeah.
That's what we doing.
Yeah.
That's what we doing. We just gonna let the guy who worked at the call center for T-Mobile just go out here and just be a ref in these games, ain't we? Is that what we doing? So, as if I won't already piss last week during the sack that happened on Mac Jones. I think we all saw it, and they called a roughing the passer penalty on the cleanest sack you could clearly see. It had the announcers. It had everybody like, I don't know what you were supposed to do. I think it was KJ. I think his name KJ Henry, whatever his name is. And he's one of our backup defensive ends in Washington. Clean sack, strip sack and everything. And they threw a flag and then tried to explain it like, well, the proper way to do it is you kind of like do an alligator roll, kind of like a crab walk to keep from putting all your weight. Bro, get the fuck out here with that.
Yeah, it's impossible, bro. It's impossible.
And then yesterday, I'm watching the game yesterday. The Miami-Florida State game. Beginning of the game, I was in the chat. A clear and concise safety transpired. And they called it not a safe. My man, both his knees, the ball, everything was inside of the line, and it was a safety. And they were like, nah, he was out. his forward motion move, bruh. Whether it's college or whether it's NFL, there must be something done about this piss poor reffing in these games, bro. And it doesn't make it any better than now you got ESPN Bet coming out, because I'm telling you now, I feel like at this point, and it's no longer a conspiracy, we all know this, somebody's in somebody's pockets.
Oh, absolutely.
Because how egregious these calls are, they're blatant. It's not even like a 50-50 type of, we can debate it. It's clear as day that these are missed calls. And they go to replay and still fuck it up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are we doing? And
every single one of them knows the lines, knows the over-unders.
Absolutely.
They know all that. They know all that.
But they ain't allowed to have a FanDuel or DraftKings. But they know the spreads.
I'm gonna tell you how interesting this is. I never thought I would hear this, but I'm not surprised. Tim Donaghy, he was the referee in the NBA, right? NBA, remember, didn't he do some time? Yeah, and he got a whole Netflix thing. Mm-hmm. I'm driving yesterday. I'm not making this up. I'm driving yesterday. He now has I think it's TimDonaghybet.com or TimDonaghy.com. He's giving betting lines, dead ass. And he was like, this is on, and get free tips on a recorded line or something like that. I'm taking it. He actually has a betting site line now. Tim Donaghy, the convicted guy who was betting on NBA games and fixing games. So let's put that where you want to put it and look at these trash ass calls that these goddamn McDonald's workers, Walmart, and these guys are doing. And this is what you got. Last tag me in. What you got, Earl?
Yeah, I just kind of want to stay where you're at right now. So to add on to the bad play calling, with these NFL fines, they're becoming OD. I don't know if y'all heard, but Swift from the Eagles, this man got fined $9,000 for trucking a player. Bruh. I've never heard that shit before. He got fined $9,000 for trucking a player. When you have a Derrick Henry who his stiff arm, he got probably the most disrespectful stiff arm, you know what I'm saying, in the league. Brandon Jacobs, how do you get fined $9,000 for hitting somebody that's trying to hit you? I want the NFL to stop this bullshit and just chill out.
It's not gonna be football no more.
I know, and I get it.
Get the flags out.
No, I get it. I understand. They're trying to protect the players, and I understand some of the the rationale, and I get it, and I agree with it to an extent. But some shit like that, bro, trucking.
So now we ain't gonna have the trucking button in Madden.
Yeah, trucking. You got trucking, and then the other thing that Shawn was alluding to when they call roughing the passer, when you asking these 300-pound men to contort their body so that they don't put all of their 350-pound weight on them. How the hell do you do that? How? If you can figure that out, then you're not human.
Here's my question to that. Don't in Madden, didn't they used to have the truck stick?
That's what I just said. You got to truck
and
you had the hit stick.
You still do. That's why I'll be missing tackles, because every time
it's gonna get updated today.
Yeah.
They gonna remove it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it's the Hot Seat Podcast presents Football Talk, brought to you by
probably nothing. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I like you. That's brought to you by nothing. I'm like, what?
I'm listening
Pre-order the new G-Rab pullover hoodie right now, available to November 14th on ZenoClothing.com. $70 free shipping. Expect to get your order 2 to 3 weeks after their pre-order ends. So that is ZenoClothing.com for the new G-Rab pullover hoodie. Pre-order now. It's available. All right, man. What we got? Nothing there? Yeah, Gabe Vincent. Yeah, I saw that. That is wow. If y'all know what we talk about, look at the Edwards, dunk on Gabe Vincent. He's disrespectful. I'll say it again. So let's go ahead and get into these picks. But first and foremost, y'all gotta know what we're saying for last week. Just saying.
He's so happy. Go ahead. Yeah, word, yo. For real. For real. That was your best week in all of it. As long as we've been doing this, that was your best week.
All that, and still I had that one loss, and that was what game was that? That we were like, what game was that? And I don't even know how it even went that way. And that just lets you know these games are so ass on Sundays.
Because I almost had you by 10. Damn.
Yeah, hey, sometimes you got to catch up.
The game you lost last week was Vikings Falcons.
Yes, and I'm glad I didn't do a tag me in on that. Arthur Smith, hey, we know you got money because your dad founded FedEx. Hey, look, I'm glad you saved the point slash. Yo, what the hell was that in Atlanta? You know what? It's hard to be.
Let's move on, bro.
We passed it.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say, I know we hurt being Commanders and Giants fan, bruh. I cannot imagine being an Atlanta Falcons fan. I cannot imagine being that. Not only do you just tank it, you lose Super Bowls, and bruh, that's a pain.
Yeah.
Let's get into these games, bro.
Look, we already have the Colts Pats picks. I got everybody's in them. So
who did I pick?
You picked the Colts.
Yeah.
Shawn picked the Pats. I picked the Pats. I don't know if George is on here, but George picked the Colts, and Malik and Gary had picked the Pats.
Yes,
go ahead.
That's correct. Browns at Ravens.
Right now, I'm good.
Browns at Ravens. I got Ravens.
Going Ravens.
I'm gonna go Ravens. All the hate I got.
Oh, then what we doing?
I'm going Ravens.
What we doing?
I'm just saying, you sure you don't want to pick nobody else?
Nah, I'm good. I'm going Ravens.
You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a good game.
And the Browns, they won the last game, right?
Who? Ravens did. Ravens beat the brakes off them last time. Yeah, they beat the brakes off them last time.
So see, Malik, Gary, where you at?
It's a chilly day up here in Baltimore, by the way. So, sheesh. I don't know what's going on. What we got? Now everybody up in the joint today.
Gary got the Browns. Malik, where you at?
The score right now is 7-3 for the Colts New England game.
So right now, I'm looking good.
All right.
Texans at Bengals. At the beginning of the season, you would have been like, Bengals all the way. Yo, CJ Stroud is that guy, bro. He is that guy, man.
I'm going Texans.
I'm going Bengals.
I got Bengals this week. I think they both gonna put up numbers, but Bengals.
Wait. No. Because what's the name is out. I'm going Bengals.
T. Higgins is out too.
Yeah. Nah, but they best I think Collins is out.
Oh, Nico.
Yeah. The best wide receiver. They got just Dell and Schultz. Nah.
Right. I'm with you on that one, Gary. I'm with you on that one. It's gonna be outside. Little chilly.
1 second.
Little chilly.
Yeah. So you changed it to the Bengals for me?
Yeah. Where you at, George?
And I will say, before we get into our next pick, man, condolences to the family of I said last name Hayden, cornerback, used to play. He got killed in that car crash, man.
DJ Hayden,
yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking Joe Hayden, DJ Hayden, man. 6 people in that vehicle, man. So condolences to that.
Oh, I know 6 in there. Jeez.
6 people, yeah.
What's the next one?
49ers at Jaguars. I got Jags, man.
It's gonna be a good game.
I got Jags.
Oh man. Ooh. You say you got Jags?
I got the Jags.
Yeah.
He said, George said I'm laying tile on the floor.
I got the Niners. I got the Niners. Debo back, so I got the Niners.
I got the Niners also.
Saints at Vikings.
Hold on. Did I get everybody? Malik and George. All right.
George got Jags.
All right, go ahead. Malik, get it.
You got 49ers.
Yeah.
Malik got the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Joshua Dobbs. And he wasn't even expected to play last week, which was the wild thing now. Now he had a whole week to learn his offensive line's name and his teammates' name. But I got the Saints. I got the Saints
too.
I got the Saints.
And then Justin Jefferson is still out.
Yep. Yeah,
Packers at Steelers.
Lord, I got the Steelers. They playing at Hines.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on, cause you still ain't got everybody's doing. Who I'm missing for Saints and Vikings? Malik
said Vikings.
Malik got the Vikings.
All right.
Yep.
Jason got the Vikings.
Yep.
I got him on that.
I don't know if it's rocket science, but
I don't know.
Pretty damn smart.
Who did Gary pick for that? For the Saints and Vikings?
Gary picked Saints.
All right,
the Saints for them. Packers at Steelers. I got Steelers, man. I got Steelers. They need to throw their whole OC in the trash. Matt Canada ain't it. I don't know what the hell they doing, but Jesus.
Oh, really? It's not Hines no more? Dang.
No, it's called what the hell is that anyway? Acrisure.
When I was going to school out there, it was Hines Field.
Yeah. Yeah, they changed that a while ago.
Shout out to St. Vincent College because that's where they camp is at in Latrobe, PA. But yeah, I got the Steelers.
Yeah, I got Steelers this game.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I'm that old because when I was in college, that's when Jerome Bettis was still on that team.
Us.
That's crazy.
Titans at Buccaneers.
Remember
when we thought the Buccaneers was moving up? And,
you know what? I got the Titans.
I'm with you on this one, Earl.
Will Levis gives me hope.
Mm-hmm. Titans for Jay. Titans for George. Let's see. Gary got. Oh, am I the only one going Bucks? Good with that. All right. Malik always puts it in a little bit later. So go ahead.
Falcons at Cardinals. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I feel you.
Is it Murray back?
Yep. Yeah, he's a little person, bro. He's a midget. He's a midget. You see his head?
Wow.
Hold on, bro. Oh, I don't like it. I got Falcons though. I got the Falcons.
Can I not pick neither one?
Got the Falcons, bro.
I got the Falcons because of Heineke. That's it.
Got the Falcons.
Connor is back too.
That team should at least be 6-3, bro. Cardinals should at least be 6-3, and they just to get to Gary's point, they can't stay out their own way. Maybe they'll get right and go back to 500 this week. I guess I don't know. Lions at Chargers. I got Lions.
You got Lions.
I got Lions.
Yeah, I got the Lions.
Chargers, and your new coach will be Probably
Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh. He is on his way. Trust and believe it. Trust and believe it. Help is on the way, as they would say. Help is on the way. Not
Help
this season.
is on the way. I'm about to be triggered in a minute.
I see what you did there, Gary. Forward, or stuff like that. Giants at Cowboys.
I'm about to be triggered.
Hold on, dog. Lions Chargers. Chargers changed it.
It hurts my soul to even make this pick.
All right, Cowboys. Don't hurt me.
Same. Let's keep moving.
I got Cowboys, man.
Let's keep it moving.
Gosh,
Keep it moving.
this ain't even. This.
The race to the number 1 pick.
Oh my God. Commanders at Seahawks. I got Commanders, man.
You a good guy. I got the Seahawks.
Who you got, Shawn?
I got the Commanders.
All right, I got the Seahawks. Hold on a second. Let me catch up.
This is probably the worst slate of games they've had all season, all as a collective. I feel like. Because these 4 o'clock games, the best game probably be that Lions Chargers game, maybe. I think that's a 4. Yeah, it is.
Oh, Malik. All right. Go ahead.
Jets at Raiders. Malik going with the Commanders. Appreciate you, brother. Jets at Raiders. Antonio Pierce got them guys out there smoking goddamn victory cigars. Actually, they doing that. They were ready for Josh to get the hell up out of there.
Yeah, I got the Raiders.
I got the Jets.
I didn't even know you could still smoke indoors. They were like, damn, that be good.
Yeah, your stadium used to be that way.
Yep, it was. Yeah, Eli. Shout out to the cigar bar. Yeah, that was great.
Used to be fun.
Y'all know how to mess up a good thing.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Damn, I would have loved that this year.
Hey, this is breaking news. Jimbo Fisher just got fired.
I told you it was coming. They didn't even wait till the end of the season. Gosh almighty.
Wow.
And they got to pay him $76 million.
So he looked like he wanted me. off for Christmas.
Yeah, that's wild. Yep. I said it was thinking about doing it. They were like, hey, I mean, they already 6-4 this season, so they ain't not gonna make any prominent bowl. They're gonna play in like the Dollar Tree Outback Bowl or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, you're horrible, bro.
I'm just saying that sucks. Went all season to play at the Family Dollar Bowl, and you playing like on December 28th at 11:30 in the morning. Some little kids do. Broncos at the Bills. You know what? I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna go with Broncos on this.
That's what's up. Yeah, I got the Bills.
Yeah. I'm going with the Broncos on this one. Tell me your window closed without telling me your window closed. Because Bills slammed that joint shut. Gosh almighty, how the mighty have fallen so fast.
Jay went down with you.
That's I think that's more of a division thing right there. That's a division thing. That's why he said that. Our Thursday night game. Now, this is going to be a good Thursday night game. Week 11. Bengals at Ravens. That's going to be a good game. As long as everybody come out of this current week healthy for the most part, and if you get Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, everybody back for Thursday night, perhaps, that might be why they're holding them out this week, because that's a big division game. Yeah. In that case, I still got the Ravens.
We got the Ravens too.
I got the Bengals.
Why you want to pick the Ravens? You hate the Ravens?
I don't hate anybody.
Bengals for Chad. Where's there we go. All right.
And that's our week 10 picks. I'm gonna try to run it back and get another 13-1. I don't know, man. I don't know. Of course, this is the Hot Seat Podcast presents Football Talk live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by Zeno. Make sure you guys go and cop that new giraffe hoodie that is currently on pre-order now until the 14th. Get it in time for Black Friday. Well, before the holidays, at least you get it for in that case because it all be shipped out. ZenoClothing.com. Pre-order now. $70, free shipping. Go ahead and grab you one. All sizes. It's pretty dope. I've seen it in person. I like it. This week, next Sunday, we won't be doing a live football talk next week because we might do something because we'll be
unfortunately.
We'll be out at FedEx Field next week tailgating, so it might be a later one. We might get one in. I'm see what I can put together.
Or maybe Saturday. I don't know.
Let me tell you something. It won't be no later one because ain't none of us gonna be up to par to do no what's the name after that.
I mean, look, that's the best ones right there. You know, that'll be just unfiltered the entire time. Hopefully the weather ain't too crispy out there because be just enough to where it's nice but not can't feel your like that.
Hey, real quick, Jay, if you on here, you're the only person I didn't have a pick for the game that's going on right now. And since it's still close, go ahead and pick it.
Yeah, see what they got still going on right now. Yeah,
it's 7-6. Colts, New England.
Fair enough. Yep.
But yeah, we'll be at that game. Should be a fun time without being a fun time. We gonna make it fun. But, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, we appreciate you guys tapping in with us so far. It's been a fun season so far. I love being back at 500 right now. It's above 500. It's kind of dope. For myself, storyteller, Earl, you don't hate nobody, I promise.
I don't. I really don't.
Yo, it's the hot seat, bro.